the Lafayette Square neighborhood, and then they had some people that really got involved and really took the model and made it happen, even though I would rather give Betty Ford down in Gravois Park more credit for this piece, because she was been doing it for years. She just didn't have the ability to have the media all listen to what she did. But down in Gravois Park for years, that whole group, they had shirts made, and they were the Gravois Park Patrol. And they'd walk into a sentencing hearing, or they'd walk into the trial, and they'd sit all in their same colored shirts. And let me tell you, the judge knew exactly who they were. And he wasn't or she wasn't going to just let this person slide while they were watching. And so that's happening in a lot of neighborhoods. And so they listened, and the violent crime went down. Now we have just, actually the University of Chicago is now in the department. They've sent some folks here, and they're going to do some research to see if we can actually measure whether that piece, or any piece, was resulted in that significant reduction from that August peak to that December 31st major decline. So I think it will, and really, I don't really care, because I'm not really a professor or an educator. I'm just a policeman, and I can tell you that's why it happened. We have known for years bad guys in jail means bad guys not committing crime. And the real bad guys need to stay in jail. They don't need their third and fourth probation. That's just the reality. So I would certainly take any. You want me to wait for questions? Just get through the agenda.
It's up to you, sure.
I don't. Yeah, I'm up here. So
fire away.
If there's any questions, yes, ma'am.
I'm Rose Sullivan. I live on West Pine. I work as a news switch because I like news store McPherson. So I have two things I'd like to say. I'd like to invite you and any of your officers to stop in any time to say hello. We would love to have your presence in the neighborhood and in the store. The second thing that concerns us is when we see something going on that doesn't rise to the level of a 911 call, but we definitely know something's odd. For example, I get ladies in the store that I sort of know they're going to be shoplifting, and I'm usually right. But that's not a 911 call. Or it's late at night, and the car's parked a block away. Is there an interim place where we can put in a phone call and say, do you have anybody in the area? Can they stop in and say, just
That's
check
great.
things out?
Great question. There is a non-emergency number. Okay, there's 911 is the emergency number, and there's 231-1212 non-emergency number. Now the reality is the same person answers both of those phone calls. Okay, the difference would be that if you call 911, you are going to be the priority over the phone call coming in at 231-1212. So if there is a backlog of calls, for instance, if there's 5 people to answer phones and there's 6 calls, that means there's 1 call queue. If you're to 231-212, you're going to fall behind that 911 call, even if you came in first. You're going to get bumped back, okay? Because 911 takes priority. But the reality is the same person calling, okay? So if it makes you feel better, 231-1212. I don't really care. 911 works too, but you can do that. Now in Central West End, you have a couple other choices. I have Officer Kavanaugh, who.
That's Tim.
That's Tim.
I know Tim.
Okay. And Tim readily has given his number out to everybody that I know of. So you can call Tim and say, hey, I got a couple people in here, they don't look right. Can you come down? And I'm sure, I know that if he's available, he will be right down. Okay? Then the other option you have is that you have City's Finest, which your neighborhood group, business group has hired as secondary officers, all police officers, mostly on bicycles, sometimes in cars I think, but mostly on bicycles. And I think there's a number set up, and they're here, so you can, right behind you is Paul Henkhaus. He's one of my detectives, but he also has a little side job. So the good part about it is he knows everything that's going on here, and if he doesn't, then he's going to find another job with me. But trust me, he's one of my better ones, if not my best one.
We'll get all those numbers and put them on the wall right in front of our phone.
That's good. So you have those choices, and that's what I would ask you to do. But please never hesitate to call, okay? And if you're hesitating, just tell yourself, I'm hesitating 911, okay? Because I'd rather